Hi everybody, welcome back to my design team project for Country Craft Creations using Graphic45 Kaleidoscope. We are making a folio, and in the last video we made the actual cover of the folio, the actual folio itself, and today we're going to continue on, and I'm going to line the inside of these two inside ends. I don't think I'm going to line this yet because I'm sure to cover it with something later, so I'm kind of waiting on that. So to do this, let's get started. I've got black artisan cardstock, and I cut it 8 1/4 by 9 3/4. So 9 3/4 by 8 1/4, and I'm just going to line the inside front and back using my art glitter glue. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay. Furnish that well. Okay, and then we're going to put our little hinges here to put a couple of pages, but what I want to do before I forget about it is, I'm just going to tuck that there. I'm going to put a magnet closure. Now I may use a mechanical closure for decoration. I haven't decided yet, but I still want to have a magnet. Oops, but it's going to go through there. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to want it about there, and then the matching on the inside here. So I think I'm just going to pivot this around. I'm going to put this magnet down first, and then we'll add the other one. And I'm wondering, this is such a big folio, I wonder if I should use 2 here and here. I think I will, now that I think about it. Okay, so I'm going to put this one about there. We'll put the other one. Put this one about there. And a little bit right there. Okay. Remember, they're going to be hidden, so they don't have to be perfectly even. And let's grab a couple of matching magnets. Alright, so let's just grab a couple of scraps. Just have these handy. This up so you can see. I mentioned, I think, just now that I'm getting a new camera mount, and I don't know if it'll go a little higher, so I don't know if that's better or worse, but it might improve your view in terms of just being able to see bigger projects, but I'll also be able to get in closer as well to show detail, so we shall see how that works out. Right now I've got it's a halfway decent mount, but it's low and it's sitting up on a couple of boxes to get enough height. So it'll be nice to have something adjustable and also to get the box off of my work table and give me a little more room. Okay, so I want to fold this up so that it is neat. Get those magnets right where I want them. Oop. stick. Let's give that a... Okay, well, neither one of these is sticking, so hang on. But now I do have the glue where they go, so I shall just stick that one down, and this one down. Stick. Oops. There's my arch falling all over the place. Okay, so now I want to keep those down, so I think I'll just put a little tape over them. Okay, good. Those are stuck. Okay, that's good enough. You know what, I'm just going to put a little tape on these two as well, since it's going to be a little while, I think, before they get covered. Now, let's do our hinges. Grab these, let's get this out of the way. We're going to need, let's get our scoreboard. Okay, so these pieces, measurement, you're going to need 2 of these, and they are 9.5 by 1 3/4. And you want to score at 3/8. Oops. All right. Then you want to score at 7/8. And then you want to score at 3/8. 1 3/8. So that's 3/8, 7/8, and 1 3/8. So again, that is 3/8, 7/8, 1 3/8. Fall over there. Okay, and we're just making a little spine here for 1 page. So you're going to fold it on the middle line that you scored and burnish it well. And then you just want to fold back the outer 3/8 inch tabs on each side. You can open it up if it's easier. So you're going to end up with something that looks like this. You see that? Okay, and then like that. Okay, so let's just fix this. Do this one. Sorry about this dangly bracelet. It's probably making terrible noise. Let me see if I can take that off. I'm usually pretty good about not wearing any jewelry when I record videos for that reason. I just forgot about these bracelets. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we can just use glue. Use our art glitter glue to glue the, so here's your peak. You just want to get in there and glue that together. Okay. Just give that a good burnish, and as usual, I've used a ton of glue and made a mess. Let's do the other one. Okay, I made a mess of that baby wipe. I need to get out a couple more to dry for this project. Okay, there's that. All right, so we got those done. I'm gonna grab my baby wipes. I use these ones from CVS. I think I paid like, I don't know, $3 or something for this giant container. Okay, just pull out a few. I really should just take out 50 of them or something to dry, because I try to remember at the beginning of every new project to get 2 or 3 of these out to dry, but sometimes I forget. But this is actually a new one, so we can use this one. Okay, put the pin back in my glue. Okay, now let's take these, and we need to, okay, so there's the fin, there's the bottom, so we need to tape this. Let me grab the tape. As I mentioned, this is a design team project for Country Craft Creations, and just making sure I've got the right, it's hard to, just make sure you've got the fold up. Sometimes it's hard to see with the black. But anyway, so this is a design team project for Country Craft Creations, and I know I mention them a lot even when I'm not doing design team projects for Tamara. But the thing is, it really is a wonderful resource. I shopped there well before I was ever on the design team. It's still my #1 go-to for everything. And a lot of times, you know, she carries almost everything I could possibly need. And, you know, I just really like it. The people are nice. The shipping is amazingly fast and well packaged. Your products are not going to come damaged unless the post office has just had a field day. I just like shopping there. I like supporting a business like Country Craft Creations. And I'm sure there's other places, but, you know, when I mention, you know, that you can get something there, it's because that's where I get it, not because I'm, you know, oh, I'm on the design team, I have to tell you to buy stuff there. I really do get all my stuff there pretty much. We're going to trim these corners. Sorry about the lawn equipment going on outside. It does seem like no matter when I sit down to film, if it's daylight, somebody in my neighborhood is working on their lawn. Okay, so where's our book? Okay. Now, okay, so these are going to go in these two spines. Okay, just like that. And we're going to just center them top to bottom and side to side. So I'm just gonna kind of keep my fingers underneath there while I play with that. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should have trimmed these little guys. No problem. We can do it now. All right, so what I was saying is I should have just trimmed those at an angle. Go. Okay. Okay, so we've got our linings in, and we've got our magnets on, and we've got our page bindings in. Okay. Let's close that. Okay, that goes like that. Okay, I'm just going to cut a few things and I'll be right back and we'll take the next step. All right, I am back and we're going to get started with the inside of our book. We're going to be working on the inside front cover to start. And let me grab a couple of things that I have cut. Now, I'm going to replicate something. The measurements, of course, and things are going to be a little different, but in my spring farmhouse book, the square one, I did a flap that had pockets on the front and the back. And I really liked it. I liked the way it came out. I liked the way it looked when I put everything in it. And so we're going to start with one of those. All right, so to get started, we're going to need a piece. This is going to be the flap, and it needs to be 10 inches. And I cut mine just a hair shy of 10 inches, like maybe a 16th shy, and by 6. Okay, and then you're going to need a piece that is 6.5 by 3 3/4. And another piece that is 6.5 by 6.5. And then you're going to need a piece that is 6.5 by 8. Okay. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen this ruler before, I'll try to remember to link it down below. I just really love this ruler. It's so easy to see all the measurements. If you're like me with, extremely poor eyesight, that's a nice thing to have. Okay, so let's get out our scoreboard. Let's set aside the book for the moment. And grab our scoreboard. I'm just going to use my little one. Okay. All right, so the largest piece, I should get my big scoreboard really, the 10-inch long piece. Let me go ahead and, the little one's more convenient, but this piece really is pretty long. Let's get out the big one. And place this in your scoreboard with the, grabbing some other pieces I have cut, with the 6-inch edge across the top, and score it at 1/2 inch. Okay. Set that aside. And you're going to take the other pieces and score them. Like this one is the 8-inch by 6 and, how big is that? It looked like 6.5 when I had it in there. Looks like I'm just shy of 6.5. So I think I did that on purpose to make sure it would fit. And you're gonna score at a 1/2 inch, rotate it, score it at a half an inch, and then score one of the short ends at a 1/2 inch. And this way of stacking pockets is a little bulky, but I don't really mind. I have plenty of room, so I'm just gonna do it this way. And then you're gonna take this one and score it at a 1/2 inch, rotate it, score it at a 1/2 inch. This is the square one, so it doesn't really matter which side you choose to leave unscored. And score at a 1/2 inch. And then this one, score it at a 1/2 inch, rotate it, score it at a 1/2 inch, rotate it and score at a 1/2 inch, like that. And you know what? I'm trying to decide, well, we'll wait. I have some pieces cut for the back of the flat, but I'll wait and do the front and then we'll do the back. So now, trim out the corners from each of the flaps. Bottom of this one, I'm just trimming up to the score line, but not past it. Which I feel like I remind you that 10 million times in every project, but you never know when somebody's watching for the first time. Throw those away. Okay, so this is going to be our flap. That's going to be the flap. And then we have our pockets, and that's going to fit fine. And there are a lot of ways to make these pockets that are more flat, that don't have too much bulk. But like I said, I've got plenty of room, so I'm just going to do them this way so that I have a lot of room in the pockets. All right, so we're gonna go with this one's gonna go down first, and then this one's gonna stack on top of it. Let's just check for fit. It's gonna be fine. Pointy corner there. I have to trim that. Guess it's all right. And then we hit the final right. Let's check this one. Yeah, that's gonna be all right. Take our flap. This is, I'm going to go to the inside. This is the outside. So we've got the flap to the inside. And let's start with the tallest pocket. And place a little dab of glue. Yep. There. That down a little bit. is May the 4th. And I appropriately went to a Star Wars themed wedding today. Had a wonderful time with my friend. And it is also National Scrapbooking Day. So glad to be getting some of that in today as well. And I'm just lining this up with the edges. Know if you can see because of the black. Get that lined up at the bottom. But I do have this pocket just slightly narrower than the flap that it is sitting on. I don't know what that's. So I have it in a little bit here just to reduce a little bit of bulk here where the flap is. I'd rather have things, I'd rather have that little lip show than have too much bulk right there. Let's do the next one. So make sure that's stuck down. So I'm just going to do the same thing, a little bit of glue on the outside. Press down. Goodness, I made a mess with that glue there. And then place this one directly on top of that one. And then this one here. So we're going to have all of these pockets, and you can see they're not, I hope you can see. Let me grab a scrap to help you see. Right. So this one's going to go here. You can see, like there's that one, and there's that one. They're not exactly evenly spaced, okay? I just find it more interesting that way. If you prefer them evenly spaced, no, just adjust your measurements accordingly. And the last one is going on the very bottom. Okay, that looks good. Now, just checking. Sometimes when you have a lot of bulk like this, you have areas where things don't stick down. So I'm just checking to make sure everything's stuck down. Now, before we do the back side of this flap, I want to attach it into the book. And actually, you know what? It occurs to me, hang on. I may need to rethink the location of this flap because I have those magnets. And I think, yeah, if I put this there, these magnets are not going to stick. So, let me think. If I put it, let me think. I was not thinking when I did this. I could put it here. Yes, that's what we'll do. Okay, so we're rethinking. And instead of putting it on that side, we're going to put it here to the inside, right here. And that will be fine. Okay, that'll be good. And I think, I'm trying to decide if I want to use score tape or art glitter glue. I guess I'll go ahead and use the art glitter glue. think you can see I've put it in a little bit from the spine, which is fine. You don't want to interfere with that spine. That's good. Now, we're going to put some things here, but before we do, we have to decide if we want a magnet here. Do we want to use a magnet to hold this down, or do we want to use a tie? This is not, I have some beautiful seam binding that we'll definitely use. I just don't know if I want to use it there. You know what, I'm going to put a magnet, because even if I have a magnet, I could still use a tie for decorative purposes. But if I want a magnet and don't put it now, I won't be able to have it, so. Does that make sense? All right, so there's 2 magnets. And just trying to decide if I want to use 4 here or just the, like 1 here. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. I'm trying to decide if I want to put here and here this way I did on the cover. And then, you know, here and here, because it's so long. I think I'll just stick with 1. All right, let me grab my tape. There we go. I've been planning, you know, when I got to, so I got close to 1,000 subscribers on my channel, which I'm very excited about. I'm doing a giveaway, but it's coming much faster than I anticipated. And I think I'm not going to have time to record a special video before it happens, so it'll have to be a little bit after. But I thank you so much for your support, because it just, I know it's really heartening to know that people are enjoying what I'm doing. And once we get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, there are a few things that open up in terms of what we can do on the channel. So that's kind of nice. Okay. This way. Okay. And let's put this here. All right. Now. All right. Now what do I do with those other pieces? Here they are. All right. So what I think I'm going to do here is another double pocket on the back, but this one is going to have a closure over it, like a flap. And I'm thinking about that actual closure, because it's probably going to need a magnet too, but that magnet will be down here, so it won't interfere with these other magnets. All right, so let's set this aside for the moment. I'll score everything. I have nowhere to put it. Okay, this one I can use my little scoreboard. I really do prefer this small one. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing. Score. Oh, I should give you the measurements. Hang on, let me score this and then I'll give them to you. This one is 3.5 by 6.5, and as you can see, it's just a little bit shy of the 6.5. And then this one's going to be 6.5 by 6. So put the 6.5 side across the top, score it at 1/2 inch, rotate 90 degrees, score at 1/2 inch, rotate 90 degrees, and score at 1/2 inch. All right, there we go. The flap, I still have to decide how long it's going to be, but we can go ahead and just score it at 1/2 inch. It's going to be the same 6 inches across, I think. No, 5.5. Mine looks a little wide, so we may have to trim this down to size when we're ready for it. Get this out of here. And then one of these days I'll show you that little card off to the side. I did a craft room tour. I use quotes because I don't really have a craft room. This is, I do have a spare room, so I'm lucky in that respect. A lot of people don't even have that much. But I have my little table set up in there, and that's where I work. Right, so I'm just doing the same thing, trimming out the corners. I really like having a lot of pockets in an album, especially when you have a lot of cut aparts or journaling cards that you can put in them. You don't really have to pre-glue down these corners. I just like to. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue these two together. Putting it in the right place. And I do seem to have, I mentioned a few minutes ago, I was talking about subscribers, and I have, it seems like, picked up quite a few recently, so welcome. And if you're kind of new to this craft, just know that I tend to, on my channel, I don't make too many really complex things. Most of my stuff is pretty accessible and not too difficult to make. Every now and then I'll do something a little tricky, but I try to make sure when I do that I show you how to do it. Or give you an option if you don't want to do it that way. But if you're a beginner, you still should be able to make most of my things. Now, as you know, if you've watched the first video in this series, the cover on this one's going to be a little tricky, but not super difficult. Okay, so now this is going to fit right down here on the bottom of this flap. And in this case, I'm pushing it, you can see, I'm making sure it lines up more to this edge than this edge so that we stay away from that inner, where it folds. And don't worry about this, it's going to be hidden. Now I have got a ton of bulk at the bottom of this flap. So I'm thinking I might, let's just grab a couple of little clothespins just to make sure these lower corners get really stuck. Okay, so that's not going to close right now while I've got those pins on there, but that's okay. So let me move that off to the side. There. Okay. I think it's probably going to be enough for today. So I'm going to let that dry, and we will come back in the next video and keep working on our folio. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel if you have already. Thank you so much. If you haven't, please do. Just click the subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And feel free to leave any comments down below. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.